Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Sunshine Valley Farm. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website in the map section. This map is available for PC, Mac, PS4, and Xbox One. This map is by Something on My Shoe 2, who has also done several other maps that are in the mod hub that include Who Dat Who Der Ranch, The Golden Days of Farming, Mustang Valley Ranch, American Outback, and Rattlesnake Valley. So let's go ahead and jump on in. So for this, we're going to go ahead. Oops, we want to enable that. We're going to use our Jeep for this one. We're going to go ahead and leave the DLCs checked, including the straw harvest. Go ahead and pull up the log. So there's not much of a description on the website related to the map. We just have that there are 32 fields, cows, pigs, sheep, and chickens. So you can see the map loaded up error-free and fairly quickly. And here we are. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map itself. The map, as you can see, is a combination of square rectangular fields with a few odd-shaped fields. This is kind of interesting. We've got a interesting one there, but for the most part, they are fairly square, basic fields. As you can see on the map, we have all our standard crops, including sugarcane, and we start by owning fields 28. And that is it. So let's take a look. We have several sell points. Looks like we have 5 general sell points to sell all of our crops, including a sell point for wool, 2 sell points for wood chips, as our BGA takes slurry, manure, wood chips, and silage. And then we have our barn, which is listed as the hay straw sell point, but there is no prices here. We also have a sell point listed for our straw pellets at the BGA and at the Sawmill. Let's take a look at that starting equipment. We start with very little equipment. It is all new, so our maintenance will be low, but we start with very little equipment. Let's go ahead and take out a loan. Okay. And you can see we have all 3 animals on this map. We don't start with any. And we have a silo has a capacity of 100,000 liters. Let's take a look at that starting equipment. We start with the the New Holland T5 with a horsepower of 117, the case 1660, and the grain header. We have the small Metaltech tipper, cultivator, plow, pretty basic starting equipment, the small seeder, and the barrel weight. And again, nothing is leased. Let's go ahead and pick up our Jeep. I'm going to use. And check out the shop. And we're going to hit reset and see what happens. So the reset point is back at the shop. So if you do need to reset for any reason on the map, you'll be back at the shop area. Let's go ahead and take a look around General Farmyard. We start right here, interestingly enough, at this kind of pile of rock and rubble. Here we have our seed and fertilizer fill point. I guess that's just fertilizer fill point. First thing I noticed when I came in here is I really like the textures on these doors. Got our tractor, our plow in here with our weight. I'm really not sure what's going on here. This is showing up black. I don't think it was showing up black when I first came into the map and looked around, but right now it's come up as black. Again, there was not any errors, so I'm not sure what the deal with that is. Storage. I like this this gate. You see the little rope there? It will disappear right before the gate opens. There's our seed fill point. And we have lights, but do we have a light switch? Not seeing a light switch. Maybe it's on the outside. Yep, I'm not seeing the light switch for these lights. So here's our hay, straw, and grass sell point. Maybe the lights come on automatically. More vehicle storage. More vehicle storage here. Lights are always on, and then that is our silo. We have our tip and our fill. And I noticed this when I first came in, and I looked and I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen this detail on other maps, and that is little reflectors or possibly little lights in the road. I'm going to try to remember to advance the clock to nighttime and see if those things light up when we're done with the map. And then we've got some tip anywhere kind of cubbies here. Got one there, and if I pull up the F1 menu, you see we do not have a a chaff indicator, so these are not set up to be silage bunkers, but it would have been really nice if they were set up to do that. You could obviously store things in them, like the harvester is just parked in here, or if you wanted to roll in here and fill this up with chaff, that would be cool as a way of making some silage. All right, well, that is basically the farm area, and there's not a lot going on there. So let's go ahead and jump over here to the shop. And here we are at the shop, Morgan's Massive Motors. Got our shop icon there and our sell, repair, customize icon over here. And zoom on out so we can have a good look around. Now this map does have an abundance of grass. There is more than enough grass areas around here to your heart's content. And there's also placeable areas. So right here, right next to the shop, is a nice large area for just plopping down just general things, whatever you want to put down in here. See some buildings over there are cycling to black. So one thing I did notice on this map was I like the general road treatment. The way the roads just kind of wind around. Thought that was really nice, really nice detail, as opposed to just general straight lines, you know, grid type of layout. These roads just you kind of meander around and follow the curvature of the land. Got a abandoned, rundown castle over there in a little island, in the water there. We've got one of our sell points, and I like how this has been somewhat sunk down in the ground as opposed to having that big ramp up and down. This map does have nuggets, so you will be able to hunt down your 100 nuggets and get your cool $1 million. Here we're coming up to some of that grass right there off to the left and to the right. You'll be able to make use of. And Little road there that cuts through, kind of to shortcut the whole deal. Overall, I think I like the map visually, like how it's all set up. We're coming up here to our pigs. Roll on in here, and obviously off here to the left we've got a little vehicle shed for storing our pig equipment. There's one of our illustrious nuggets. Another one. We have a fairly large area here where we can put down another building should we want to. We got our slurry and our manure piles. One of those cool opening gates. And let's buy up some pigs. There they are. Got ourselves some pigs. We got our water trough and our feed trough and our straw trigger right here for giving our pigs some straw. And that's pretty much it. Pretty basic pig area. Not a whole lot going on. It's interesting that there's so much grass up here by the pig area. You could come up here and obviously mow this all up and just make grass bales or whatever. Or you could come up here and basically plow these areas up and make yourself some free fields. It would almost be like this could be a very good area for the sheep, given the abundance of grass up here. So while we have no real information as to where this map is to represent, we do have some European style road signs, and the traffic does drive on the well, to quote, the wrong side of the road for it to be an American style farm. So the only thing I can think of would be that this is some is a European base, some mountainy European base. So we've got little pull-offs here where we could, I guess, put little buildings or whatever. Nugget, and there's that little drive-through, kind of cut off this whole that whole loop. I like this transition here. We have brick-lined road, and then on this bend we transition to a fence, and then we transition back. I think that's pretty cool. Big large building up here, possibly for some forestry storage. Nice bridge right here along the edge of the map. Kind of some low-res map border there. Not so keen into that, but I like the bridge. It's nice. It's a meander on around. These roads just wind around. Really enjoy the road layout myself. Trying to look over there and look across the map. So close here to a cliff face. Then we've got more of those black textures. Like I said, I didn't see this when I first came into the map and explored things, so I don't know what's going on there. So here, field 32 is 3.26 hectares, $264,000. We do have missions on the map. I did update my graphics drivers the other day, but I wouldn't think that would have anything to do with it. Where are we at? All right. Let's get away from the edge of the map. It's just edge of the map's a little blah. Oh, there they popped in. They popped out. I guess depending on how you're looking at the buildings, they may warp black or something. Not really sure what does that, but just be aware. You're coming up to that weird shaped field. Check out the size and price of that one. 2.53 hectares, $200,000. All right, let's come on over here to our cow farm. It's directly in front of us. So all of the animals are separated on the map. Here is our cow area. We have the water trough over here. It's a basic, pretty much basic Farm Sim 17 cow layout. I really wish those gates would swing in. Make more sense. These gates to be swinging in as opposed to out here into the yard. Got our silage trough over here. And our grass trough. And I suspect our straw trigger is going to be right here, as it typically is for this building. Across the way, we've got some storage buildings to support our cow operations. And then our liquid slurry and our manure are pumped underground, I guess, to come over here to these holding areas. We do have train tracks, but we do not have, there are no, there's no drivable train. So if we tab, see, we go over on tractor, there are 3 vehicles that we own. Let's see here, which way should we go? Well, let's go, I guess, this way. Got 2 cell icons over here. Got a buy point for chickens and a buy point for grain right here. Again, it's been kind of recessed, so we don't have that big jump up. And then we can sell excess manure right there. We have our wool sell point. Just bring our wool in here and drop it off on the road. Another buy point for eggs. Station in. Our kind of downtown area. Interesting town layout. Again, we've got those buildings with the flashing black. We have our sawmill, so we've got our wood chip sell point. Got our crane. And we've got our log sell point. Depending on camera angle, we have these flashing buildings. Hopefully that'll get updated in an update. And swing on around here. Pick up this road. And we'll make our way down here to the railway yard. We've got another placeable area. And the railway yard is right here. It's like I came in the exit, but at any rate, here's the dump point. That. Just swing on around here and make our way back around. Got kind of a little canal here running through the map, parallel with the railroad tracks. Let's see, it's just way back up this way to the animal buy point. Do have pedestrians walking the streets. Interesting railroad crossings. I haven't seen these. I guess those are more of a European design. So where is our animal buy point? It's coming up here. We're going to go to the, I see it now. Go to the BGA first. And we kind of meander around here. I really like the road layouts just because they just kind of wind around. Not a whole lot of straight roads. Lots of maps seem to just have roads plopped down in a grid, which I understand is a fairly easy way of doing it. But I do kind of like how these roads just kind of wind around. Gives you a sense that you're more driving than just simply going from point 1 to point 2. Our BGA here on the right and left, it appears. Got our Silo King, our Digestate, and our 5 bunkers. Fairly typical FS17 layout. Got our Chaff. 2, 3, 4. Now that's something I don't remember seeing. Let's jump back over there. Something I don't remember seeing at the cows is a silage area. Maybe it's around back. I just didn't go over there, I guess. Here it is. Our trigger. Okay. Another nugget. Jump back here. And remember, the BGA takes wood chips. So I'm wondering if it takes wood chips there at the Silo King. Is there anything over here that would make it take wood chips? I don't see. It looks like you can dump your wood chips at the Silo King as well as those straw pellets. Now let's get on over here to our animal buy point. Animal dealer. Fairly easy, just roll on up here. I'll tell you, the nuggets are not going to be hard to find. There you go. Here's your trigger for your animals. And now we need to head on over to Hillside Grains and to our sheep area. And to do that, we're going to kind of drive this road area again. I think for me, maybe the highest point, maybe the highlight of the map is the road structure, road layout. I'm not really a big fan on what I call cookie cutter fields, fields that just look like they've been stamped out with a big cookie cutter. We do have some fields that are a little more of interesting design, but most of them here are pretty much stamped out. That doesn't really fit what I'm looking for in gameplay, but that's not necessarily a bad thing for others. It's all good. Do like the grass fields. The grass fields are much more organic in shape, and you know, for me, if we had less grass and more of these grass spaces were defined as fields, which you could do as to just come in here and allow field creation and plow them up. But for me, if some of these grass areas were actually fields, the map would feel maybe a little bit more of interest for me to play. If you're into grass work, there is plenty of grass here. That is for sure. So we're gonna wind over here, check out this sell point, and then check out the one field that we own, which, interesting enough, is so far away from our start point. Makes me wonder why do we own this one way over here, as opposed to some other field that is much closer to our career start point. We have our sell point. So right up here on the right is our field 28. This is the one that we own from the get-go. See, we don't own any of the other fields. It would make sense for us to own field 9 and 6 and 10 over 28. I'm not sure. Thankfully, we got a little building up here that we can store some farm equipment, so that when we're over here working our one field, which is so far away from where we start, that we'll be able to not have to drive all the way around. And just north of field 28 is our pigs. We could have kind of wound around the rocks there, around the mountain, if you will, to get to that. Let's go ahead and head on down here to our sheep area and check out and see how big field 26 is. And that will kind of wrap us up. So guys, let me know what you think about the map in the comments. Let me know what you think about some of the other maps that Something on My Shoe 2 has put out. I like how this road goes up there on the edge. You've got the rock, not the rock, but the wall that's built up there to keep you from driving off the cliff. It's pretty nice. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you liked the video, please click the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way I know that you like what I do, and also that you'll get notifications of future content. So here we have our sheep area, our wool spawn point. Got a really small sheep pen, water trigger, grass trigger. And our sheep buy point. There they are. All this grass space, I would like to see the animals have a little bit more of a roaming area, because with as much grass as we have on the map, you could really support yourself a large herd of sheep or cows. Got our eggs here. And thankfully we don't have a whole bunch of tall grass in here. It's fairly easy to come in here and pick up our eggs. We'll have to go rooting through the grass to try to find them. Then we've got fairly large areas, so this could also be a placeable spot for just storage buildings or for a pitchfork just stuck down in the ground. Another pitchfork just sitting there. That's not very safe. Let's try to prop it up there. The fence. Got a shovel. Safe either. We can step on that and ourselves. Prop that up here too. Let's just toss it. Let's just toss it. Alright, so let's go check out this field. This is the bigger field. Oh, let's check. Do we have collisions? No collisions on the hedges. It's not there. The field 26 is 14.8 hectares, $1.2 million will basically buy you that. Let's drive on over here and hit up this road that runs up along the edge as we close out. So we do map videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Appreciate your subscribe so you can get notifications and come by and check out new map videos. We also do Let's Play videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Currently we're doing videos on Midtown USA. And we're closing out a 24-day seasons gameplay on Churn Farm. Currently is airing on Saturday and Sunday. That will be wrapping up here in about a month time. Then once we wrap up Midtown, we're going to be moving over to another map where we're going to do something very interesting with sheep. So until next time, guys, happy farming.